All right, so I'm going over to the Honda dealer now to pick up the rear rack for that guy. I don't have any storage on there, so I'm taking the PCX150. I stole the bar end off of this one to put on the other one. I pulled the helmet hook off of the other one to test some stuff several weeks back, and I misplaced the bar end, so I shoved it on that other one. Now I need to find the one that's missing and put it on this one. Come on, get down. So I'm not going to mess with any of those cords, so just get them out of the way over here. There we go. Brake dust all over my hands. Had to check the tire pressure. Okay, no first gear needed, just twist. So we can get that gate. And of course my son leaves it without any gas in it. Yep, gate's closing. Okay, so I gotta go put fuel in this thing. Okay. That rattling is the top box on the back. There's the quick release. It's got a tension bar or something in the bottom of it, and as the bag gets worn in and used to the shape of the mount, it chatters. I need to get in there and figure out how to put a piece of rubber padding or spacer or something in there so it doesn't rattle. It bugs me. Otherwise, I really like the shad cases. They're well thought out, well designed. If I have a weight in that box, it doesn't make as much noise. Go. So as far as seating position, comparing the Super Cub to PCX, the seating position is obviously much better on a PCX, at least for short people like myself. And you can have your feet sitting down right next to you. You can put them forward on the risers on the floorboards. The seat is wider and more comfortable. Yeehaw. And acceleration. It's already 45 right there, so it definitely wins the acceleration game. Looks like this is just about ready for business. Just had a wasp fly in my helmet and right back out, thankfully. Side stand. Golly, that's easy. I must get the side stand for the Cub. Okay. So this is another one I just put base unleaded in. Wow, 239. Fuel has gone up. Another plus for commuting on the PCX versus the Cub is this has a 2.5 gallon tank. So you're going to get a lot longer range between fill-ups. Burp. Oh, look at that. 2 more pennies. Sweet. 1.87. Yep, it's right at the bar. I was trying to fill them to about the same spot every time. The averages on Fuelie, you know, they throw out the outliers. I forget, I guess. top 10%, bottom 10%, it throws those out, so it doesn't skew averages based on goofy fills. 176 to that trip. Average is 101. When my son rides this thing, the averages are much lower. When I ride it, it gets 116 plus. We've gotten 117 out of it on a few occasions. Okay. Off we go. Down. PCX is definitely a bumpier ride, though. This suspension is stiffer because I upgraded it to YSS. I've got YSS springs and valves in the front, and remote reservoir YSS shocks in the rear, because I intended on riding this one, you know, highway. I was going to take this on Cannonball as well. Was undecided whether I was taking this one or the white one, but these shocks are much stiffer. They don't bottom out, which is a good thing. The factory ones were bottoming out real bad on the back, and I'm not a heavy guy, so the back ones had to go. I replaced the rears on my wife's scooter, the white one. Decided I would do the same on this. I put slightly more expensive, you know, fancier ones on this. Didn't really need it. And I've got them backed out all the way to their softest setting, and they're still pretty firm. I think the spring rate's probably a little too high for this. But when you're out on the road at full speed, you know, 50, 60 miles an hour, they settle right in. This PCX is all stock, mechanically stock, except for the Akrapovič exhaust on it. There was a deal on that exhaust, and I thought, why not? It looks cool. Sounds better than the factory exhaust. And it's much lighter. I would say it's probably 7 or 8 pounds lighter than the factory piece, so there's a little bit of a gain there. And I have noticed that this one gets better fuel economy than the white one with the factory exhaust on it. So it's probably just, you know, less back pressure, breathing a little better. And that is fairly close to accurate. If I'm just riding city, this will get 120 to the gallon. It has a factory variator, no sliders, no nothing. The only change to it has been the exhaust and the windscreen and the top box. Here's the factory rev limiter on the PCX. I'm bumping off of it. It's going down. So it'll do 64 indicated, which is about 63 actual. It just bangs off of that rev limiter all day long. With a Dr. Pulley variator or an aftermarket, like an NCY variator for this, it'll push the belt further up, and apparently you get a little higher top speed out of them. I've never figured out for sure if it's a speed limiter in the ECU or if it's a rev limiter. Because even on my wife's, the white one, I have Dr. Pulley sliders in the factory variator, and I do get a couple more miles an hour out of it, but it still bounces off of that limiter at nearly the same speed. It's like I can get a little faster for a minute, and then it backs off. So it almost feels like it's a speed limiter. I don't know if that's right or not, but it's just what I've observed. So we're already at 45, 50. This thing will quite handily outrun the Cub. And there's no shifting, you just whack it open and let it run. I'm not bashing on the Cub. I love it. I think it's great. It's just a different style of riding, different demands. This bike does not have ABS, but the new ones do. The 2019s, I believe. I don't know if the 18s do, but the 2019s, they introduced ABS on these guys, which is, I think, very good, especially for an entry-level bike. Okay, dismounting the PCX. Kills the motor, step off. Oh my God, that's so simple. And then you can center stand it if you want to, but I don't need to. I'm just going inside for a minute. What do they have? Every now and then they'll have really good deals sitting out here. I keep kicking myself on one that I should have picked up. Like I need more bikes, but you know, there's a good view of the PCX. I didn't ever show it, I don't think. So it's a good looking little scoot. Got the short GV screen on there, Akrapovič, and the Shad SH39. The box is a little big for that, but not terribly. It's still within the rear width of the bike. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my parts. All right, well, we got the part. I picked up the extended warranty on the Cub. They already had that written up. I just had to sign the papers and give them my credit card. So now the Cub has got a 6-year warranty. Probably never need it, but it's always better to have it than not have it. So it's got 1 year factory plus 5-year extended. Oh, PCX does good. I mean, we're right up to 60, and that's pretty much top speed for all practical purposes, you know, once you consider that speed limiter 3 more miles up, but it gets right up to max speed real quick. The mirrors on the PCX, in comparison to the Cub, these things are great. They're far enough out that you can see everything. I don't even see my elbows unless I angle them in intentionally. Mirrors on this thing are really good. They're very clear too. They're pretty much vibration free, even at highway speeds. What's going on here? Kids are holding up signs. What's that's all about? Maybe it's a fire drill. Maybe they all went on strike. No more school. It's too nice to be in school. Can't blame you. My wife called while I was out and asked me to stop and get some children's ibuprofen. My toddler's running a fever today. Not sure what it is. My private parking space. And again, just side stand, step off, walk away. So much easier. weather is beautiful today. A little windy, but it's phenomenal. I just don't get these days in Houston very often.